Hello and welcome to a new video. Tonight I'm going to be going on a night ride through the University of Louisville campus, so U of L. I've gone through before in some different videos in the daytime, so I figured I would go through at nighttime, and I would take one of the e-bikes instead of the Honda Navi, because technically on the campus there are bike lanes to ride bicycles, so I think an e-bike will be fine. I don't think they would be as accommodating riding a motorcycle on the premises. So I'm just going over to the University of Louisville campus, ride around a little bit at nighttime, give a view of what that all looks like. Go through on an e-bike. I'm gonna roll through Floyd Street to get there. Get out in the street to go through here. Oh, lucky me, I'll get a quick light here. But yeah, this area has all changed and improved a lot over the years, so I figured wouldn't hurt to go through. A lot of stop signs through this area. If you heard any noise, I was just checking my microphone set up to make sure that was recording. Because I'm recording on a little bit different camera than I usually use. Because a lot of times when I do these rides, I'll use the GoPros. I either have a GoPro Hero 8 or 10. And sometimes I'll take the Max 360 camera, the GoPro Max. But at nighttime, the GoPros can often get pretty bad results with the footage for a number of reasons. But part of it is they use electronic image stabilization, which is where it tries to stabilize the footage by using electronic, algorithms and stuff, and using the gyroscopes and sensors in the cameras. But when you're shooting at nighttime, a lot of times it'll slow down the shutter speed so that you can let more light in to get a brighter image. And then it makes the image kind of shaky and jittery on its own when you do that. And then on top of that, it's trying to do the stabilization on the jittery image. So a lot of times if there's bright street lights, like we're driving past now, they would kind of jitter around and shake and look weird. So tonight I'm using a DJI Pocket 2, and the thing that lets that get around those issues is the Pocket is actually a gimbal. The entire camera is a gimbal. It has that built in, so it's not having to do all the electronic stabilization stuff. It has, actual stabilization through the gimbal, through the 3-axis stabilization. So that's part of why this looks a little bit different than some of the videos I had shot before. So it doesn't have the issue of the electronic image stabilization making things look worse. And then on top of that, since it's a gimbal, it's actually still kind of stable. So it doesn't make things as shaky when it changes to a low shutter speed to get clearer footage. So I'm on University Boulevard, and I'm going to turn left onto Brook Street first. So before I roll through the campus, I'll roll through this side street that's over here, just to give an idea of what that looks like. This is a street that goes behind Cardinal Stadium, which is where the University of Louisville football team plays. And then it also backs up to the parking lot for some of their school buildings. And then it goes behind some of the different training centers and things they have on Floyd Street. And if you take it all the way through, it exits out on the 3rd Street. I'm not going to actually ride down 3rd Street. I guess I could ride in the bike lane. There's really nobody on the road. There's all these stop signs I'm still stopping at, even though there's not very likely going to be anyone going through here. The only vehicles I've seen driving through campus so far, campus police, so. Because at nighttime, obviously there wouldn't be many students here. Then I think if you can see off in the distance, up and to the left, that's where the football stadium is. And I assume this street saw some pretty heavy use in recent times. This is pretty close to Churchill Downs, where the Kentucky Derby is held. And that was just held a couple of days ago. So I'm recording a number of videos all at once because I'm going to be busy for a while. So I figured I would record a number of videos while I had a little bit of time, and then edit them and then just release them over the following weeks, so I have a few things banked up. So there may be a number of weeks that pass between when I've recorded this and when it gets released. But I figured that couldn't hurt to bank some videos. So then, yeah, I'm going to turn around. I'm not going to go all the way down this to 3rd Street. I don't really want to do that. And then, yeah, so I'm going to go back down towards the school and ride through campus. And then if you keep going down this, you also go past the baseball stadium, which is the Jim Patterson baseball field, which is where the University of Louisville baseball team plays. Again, there's all these stop signs. There's obviously nobody coming. And two, some of these bike lanes, I have to jump out of them a little bit, because when you have the lanes that are just basically the shoulder like you have here, that's usually fine. The problem is it usually ends up with a lot of sand and dust and dirt and rocks and broken glass and debris. So sometimes it can be a little bit hazardous to your tires to ride through there, because nobody wants to get flat. So oftentimes these bike lanes, you know, you can use them in a pinch, but oftentimes they're polluted with enough stuff that it can be slightly treacherous to use them. I'm sure it's like that in almost every city that has, you know, the bike lanes. I know I've seen people do videos in other cities where the bike lanes are almost completely unusable because there's just too much debris in them. You know, it's understandable that they're not going to clean the bike lanes regularly, or more regularly than they would clean the roads. Because I had seen locally where people had, you know, complained, or not complained, but just filed a report with the city through the non-emergency line. I think there's an app that's Metro 311, I believe, that you can use to request city services, and they asked about cleaning the bike lanes on some major roads, and they indicated that they clean the bike paths on the same schedule that they clean the normal roads, which isn't super often when they take the sweepers and stuff through. I would venture to say there's some roads they probably never clean. I guess I'll go through this way. Like I said, I'm going through at nighttime, so there's pretty much nobody here. Figured that would be less disruptive than going through during the day or something. You can see the famous clock tower off in the distance. I guess I'll turn around here. I'm not sure where all these buildings are. There's way more stuff here than there used to be. Campuses, you know, it's nowhere near the size of a lot of your big high-end college campuses. across the country, but it's grown a lot from what it was 10, 15 years ago. Because you have, let's see, nice modern buildings. You have a building over there. Doing filmmaking stuff, college campuses would often provide a pretty cool location to shoot things. And there have been plenty of movies that shot at various colleges. I don't know of anything specifically that's been shot at the University of Louisville, but, It's funny because I think that the Honda Navi, the little Honda motorcycle I've got, I think it's almost as quiet as this e-bike, if not, at least on camera, it's about the same, if not a little bit quieter. And if you go straight ahead, that goes to the Student Activity Center. They've got some new buildings over here. I think the Honda Navi ultimately is louder, mostly because on the Navi you end up riding it at higher speeds. So then, although it'll be louder than this e-bike, you're going so fast, the wind going across your helmet makes it so loud you can barely hear the motor. Then different buildings over here. So we'll go through to where the library's at. I don't know if there's anybody really out here at this time of night. There's other buildings. Like I said, this campus is by no means the same size as some of your larger campuses like Ohio State or, Texas or Michigan or what have you, but it's definitely grown up from what it used to be. I'm not quite sure where all these paths go. Well, the library, it's not really lit up right now, but they have like a fancy library that has, at least it was fancy a decade ago, where it had like some book sorting system. Let's see, I'll go through over here to where the Thinker statue is. So if you've seen anything about the University of Louisville, you've probably seen images that'll have this this building and the statue of the Thinker. Let's see, because it says, you may not be able to see it, but it says University of Louisville. Little fountain. Go up here to this building. This is the statue of the thinker. So I took a second there to get a photo of the to use for the thumbnail on YouTube, most likely. Well, I guess I can loop around. But yeah, this is U of L's campus. And around here is Old Louisville, which is just a large collection of Victorian style homes that you can, I mean, if you want to live there, they usually have ones that you can rent apartments or buy condos or what have you. It's been around for quite a while. Cut through here. It's another cool building. It's the JB Speed School of Engineering. So they have buildings on this side of campus as well. So this is Eastern Parkway. And if you've ever lived in this area, you'll be quite aware that the Overpass and Eastern Parkway and 3rd Street, or not the overpass, the underpass that goes under this bridge, this is called the can opener because trucks and things are always going through there and getting stuck. So there's been a box truck or a semi or what have you goes under, gets stuck, destroys their cargo, and get stuck there. Well, I guess I should actually point in the direction, and that'd be straight ahead where that happens. And obviously I would not ride through here on the bike like this during the daytime when they're actually busy, and there's plenty of people here, but at nighttime it's pretty empty. Not anybody around to complain. See, so I'll go over to the business school area and then probably wrap this video up. Before anybody gets upset, I have to talk to this campus security. In which case they'd probably just tell me to leave, but I'd rather not bother anybody if I don't have to. Yeah, but it was a little bit different experience riding the e-bike versus the Honda Navi. So if you watched any of those videos, the Honda Navi's a little motorcycle, relatively speaking, you know, compared to other motorcycles, it's small. In the world of, you know, comparing it to this e-bike, it actually sits a little bit lower, but it's got a much wider seat. It has smaller tires, but that are wider, as opposed to these are thinner, more, you know, mountain bike, bicycle tires. This is the, go around here and get a different view, the Speed Art Museum. They usually have a bunch of cool events here. but it's all, you know, lights are turned off right now. Ride through the business school. Maybe I'll see if I can swing through the fraternity area, frat row, sorority row, Greek row. There's a planetarium over here. They built a lot more campus housing in recent years compared to what there used to be. There's far more places for people to live in the vicinity than there used to be. So this is the Greek row area where there's different sorority and fraternity houses. I think there's some dorms. We'll go see over here. I think there's additional housing that's been built. Looks pretty fancy. That's a gym. And then there's always additional housing around the campus. Yeah, so there's the Speed Art Museum from the other side where you actually see the lights and everything turned on, but it's cool. It's a cool museum. You can go there. They have a cinema as well where they show stuff and different exhibits. But yeah, so that was a trip around U of L's campus at nighttime on an e-bike. So yeah, until next time, that'll wrap up this video.